Wow, members, I really, really apologize for the fallout today. I think a lot has just been happened and the network didn't favor us, so we had to open a new link. Just like those who had joined in the previous session, guys, I'd introduced that this channel is Medical Academy, and we do interviews here with great, incredible guests that share their experiences, their work, and the different roles that they play in the community. And today I'm joined with I don't even know how to introduce him because it's been like a friend. I've known him for like years, so this guy is like family. This one is no longer a guest. So my friend will introduce himself, what he does, and then we go into the details and the nitty-gritties of the good work that he does. So for those who don't know me, my name is Winnie Barawa, and if you're tuning here for the first time, please remember to subscribe. We're targeting 3,000 subscribers by the end of September. And if you really enjoy our work, please give us a thumbs up, comment in the chat, ask us questions and stuff that you wish to know from our guest. So without wasting further time, I want us to engage our guest. So I will take this conversation to our friend here, Dr. Dio. So Dio, I'll give you the platform. Introduce yourself. Tell us, what do you do? Who are you basically? Like, who are you before
Wow.
we go to the other details?
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. And thank you for making it clear that I'm not a guest. This is family. We come from far. Eh?
Yeah.
Tumekula nini? Tumekula panya. Yeah. So
That's only thing in the house. You don't disclose such.
yeah. Yeah. So I'm Dr. MAERO. I go by Dr. MAERO M.O.D. I'm a doctor by profession. To be specific, I'm a gynecologist, so obstetrician gynecologist. Basically, I deal with women. I wear many hats. I specialize in labor, meaning that I deal with women in labor, and I also represent doctors in labor issues. In addition, I do so many other things. I'm into fitness. I don't call myself a professional in fitness. I'm just a fitness enthusiast who loves to inspire and encourage other people to be fit. Recently, I think for the last 2 years, I developed this passion for just trying to solve women issues, and that this is just mentally, physically, health-wise, and all those things. So I started patient advocacy, just educating people about health, medical conditions, but I enjoy more of physical inspiration, more of just encouraging people to be fit, and that is what I'm doing nowadays. So apart from just being a doctor, waking up each and every morning, and I love my work, I go and see our clients. We don't call them patients, because ladies come to us not because they are sick, but just because they want someone to hear some of these problems. Because most of these things you can talk to your sisters, talk to your aunties, mom, they've experienced them. But so once in a while, you want to come to someone who is a doctor, probably has a medical knowledge, and just to advise. So we call them clients. So I wake up each and every morning, just I'm glad to do this work. I do it. But on the side, I'm into patient advocacy, just making sure that we have a healthy nation, especially when it comes to women and girls issues. In brief.
So now that you mentioned you love your work and it inspires you to just be working with your clients each and every day, what is the light bulb moment? People say, medicine is a calling, medicine is something you don't just wake up and do it. Like currently there was a case of the University of Nairobi students who are caught like cheating and such, and who are feeling like this one doesn't look like it's been called. It's just there for like maybe the income and so on. Did you feel like you were called?
Is it a calling? I think I would say it is a
Yeah.
calling, by the way, if you ask me, because I wanted to become a doctor in class. It's either class 4 or class 6. So I loved reading books. When I was like najua, small boy. So I loved reading books, novels.
Kakamau
Um, I,
and Kamau.
I remember those ladybugs. Ziko na ladybugs. So I read the
I remember the
ladybug
one for
books.
the
And then,
Kakamau and you discover with the bus.
wachana na hizo. Those were for everyone. Now there are these specific ones for those people who love reading. Ladybugs and all those. So I read a lot of books. Kulikuwa na hizi zingine hata nimesahau. They used to be
There
called
was
what?
a castle
Anyway.
also.
Mm,
The castle was
yes.
famous for all doctors.
So it's funny you mentioned because through my reading, I think it was in class 6. I don't think it's on class 4. I think it's on class 6. So I came across Gifted Hands. And
Yeah.
it's one of the teachers, my English teacher then. So she came with the book. She had already read it and she knew I loved reading. So she gave me the book. And just by reading that book, I was inspired and I decided that I'll become a doctor. And I told everyone that I'd become a doctor. And you know, the power of words.
The mom.
So since then, my parents, mom, dad, my brothers, cousins, we used to live with my cousins. They always call me a doctor because they knew that is what I
Oh.
wanted. Then I went to secondary. We did this set book. It's called what? The River and the Source? Yeah, The River and the Source. And that book again inspired me because there was this cowboy. I've forgotten the name. It's been a while. I'm old. It's been a while. Yeah, so that book had this character. That boy, alikuwa anaitwa nani, who went operated on a frog. But of course, I remember the main character, Akoko. So the son. How can I forget the son? Operated on a frog. Sijui, the frog came to life. The frog was dead, or something. I think broke him something. Yeah. So again, I felt like these people. I enjoyed that book, but it was one of my best. So I enjoyed reading that book just because of that, medicine bit of it, and it was here in Chiromo, so I could imagine, I could see myself doing the thing that this boy was doing, and I knew again that this was my calling. Yeah. So to me, it was a calling. It wasn't
So
something that I
currently,
decided.
okay, nice. I did the river between, which was kind of different from medicine. This one had a lot of sociology and love story. I think those guys who
Yeah.
did the river
Mm.
between have a whole different attitude towards basically career, because it had a lot
It
of
was
love
literature.
stories and all that. Yeah, but
Yeah.
all the
Mm.
same, now we here, we have graduated, we have had life fall into place, and what is your attitude towards now med school? You've gone there, you've trained, you've graduated. There's a lot of cases where people say med school is depressive. Is it depressive? And
Mhm.
which one will you have to someone who is pursuing the same career and they really aspire to
Mhm.
be the stage they're in?
Okay. Hey, is it
Yeah.
depressive? Um, I think I don't know. I think probably for all teenagers, just getting out of your that safe space that you call home, going to a strange place, meeting new faces, and all those things. It's kind of depressing, I can say. We all fear change.
Yeah.
For me, I wouldn't go back. By the way, not even for a 1,000,000 shillings. I wouldn't go back. I think I did my bit. I did my bit. I sacrificed. That life was not easy, but being a medical student is the hardest. Internship is even harder.
Whoa.
But I enjoyed. It is. It is. But I enjoy doing it. I wouldn't do it again. I wouldn't say it is
Mm.
depressive, but it's just hard. It's hard life because you
However,
can
you
imagine.
say money like towards everything. Why would someone in internship complain? You know?
let me give you that. Let me try draw a picture for you. You see, I have a
Yeah,
friend.
go ahead.
When I was going to university, so I have a friend. I called him a brother. He
Mm-hmm.
was going to do education, so me I was going to do medicine. Do you know these
Yeah.
guys used to go to school? So this guy used to act. So he'd go to school, then he'll go and join a group. They used to act set books, and the guy will move around Kenya acting set books for like 3 months from day one. 3 months comes back, exams is in 1 week. He goes sit down. does the exams, then goes back again. Same lifestyle. Med school, day one, you get into school, the next day there's a class. Next day you're supposed to go to the morgue for all those. I mean, it was just depressing. And then in the next 2 weeks, you're told there's a cut, there's a takeaway. It was just difficult.
But
Difficult, not for
yeah,
the
yeah.
faint-hearted. Mm.
But do you feel that
Not for the
experience in a
not for the
way?
Not for the Gen Zs.
Not for Gen Zs. They're
Not for
here
the Gen
listening.
Zs.
So, like, do
Mm,
you feel that experience in a way it built a lot of resilience for you? Because I feel someone who's gone
exactly.
through
Yes. Mm,
basically
mm,
medical school, there's a way life just keeps you on the tracks. Like you don't have that leisure of just misbehaving or doing unplanned
yes.
things in your life.
Exactly. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
So it kind of cultivates something. Some form of discipline. Some form of discipline in you, because you are naturally just molded to be disciplined, because if you don't do it the right way, then you won't make it. So you go to
Yeah.
school, you meet a lot of people. People are focused. If you are defocused, I remember you are probably, were you focused? No, you're not focused. Then you have
I
to be
used to be
focused.
those games.
Yeah.
I was in drama. What else was I doing? I roamed a lot in campus then.
Yeah. But naturally, it
But it was
molds you.
fun.
Yes.
Yeah. What
It's a,
was
it's
motivating
it's
you to
it's
keep
a good
up?
training.
Yeah.
Pardon?
What motivated you now to keep up in campus? Because knowing the intensity of the work and the energy and effort one has to keep through, what
Mhm.
motivated you to keep through the campus life until now you graduated?
I think it's because I knew what I wanted. I'd always wanted to be a doctor. I knew it. It. This was the process. I didn't imagine that it would be that hard, but I knew
Uh-huh.
it won't be easy. So when I went there, I wanted to be a doctor, and I was focused that no matter what, I'm going to be a doctor. By the way, so many people gave up in our class, probably the first few years. Usually, by the time you get to fourth year, the guys have settled, people have decided. Some people come to med school and they probably wanted to be lawyers, probably just because their parents pushed them to this.
Yeah.
So many people fall off. Many people fall off. But by the time you get to fourth year, fifth year, you know that this is the group. This is the future. This is what Kenyans will be depending on, just to make sure that they are healthy and their lives are safe. So you get the more you. I think for me it was, the more you progress, the more you focus, the more you have hope. That was just it. So
True.
it was just a matter of a step at a time, a step at a time, just like everything else in life.
Nice. So let's go
Mm.
now to the specialization bit. I understand you are into gynecology and obstetrics, and
Yes.
mostly in our community, there's that feeling of I think if I'm a woman, I want things to do with gynecology, obstetrics, pregnancy. I'll feel comfortable maybe being attended by fellow women or female gynecologists. How has
Okay.
it, let's first start, like what motivated you to go for gynecology as opposed
Mhm.
to everybody wants to do surgery, every doctor wants to
Mhm.
be a surgeon. What made you go that way
Uh-huh.
instead of pursuing
Mm.
other choices? Yeah.
Okay, so firstly, I think you are right. And probably if you had asked me 3 weeks ago, I would say you are wrong. Because I used to think that our clients prefer
Yeah.
male gynecologists to female gynecologists. But just recently, I have a colleague, a friend. She goes by the name Dr. K. She's on TikTok, Instagram. Um, she does a lot of content creation, just also to educate educate the masses in general intelligence in terms of women's health. So I
Mm.
saw a post. I think she was doing a poll, and asking
Mhm.
guys, who would you prefer, a male or a female gyna? So me, I was excited. I knew, yeah, here we are safe. It's us. Surprise! So from that poll, right, it looked like women preferred women gynecologists for some reason. I don't know why. I used to think
Okay.
contrary to that. Yeah, but for me, you see, for us as doctors, if you ask me what I wanted to be before I went to med school, maybe just guess.
I
Just
think you
guess.
wanted to be a surgeon, a neurosurgeon. Everybody wants to be a neurosurgeon. But
Everybody
then
wants to
what
be a neurosurgeon.
happened? Most
Exactly.
women.
So I wanted to be a neurosurgeon. Yeah. I seriously wanted to be a neurosurgeon. Why? Because I read
What
Ben
happened?
Carson.
The
And Ben
brain
Carson was a
convinced you.
neurosurgeon. And Ben Carson separated twins, the first what and all those things. And I saw myself being a
Yeah.
neurosurgeon. You go to med school and you realize, I just want to finish school. It doesn't matter. I want to be out of here. I want to be a doctor. I want to treat malaria. I'll be glad treating malaria for the rest of my life. You go to
Okay.
internship, exactly. And then you go for internship and things start changing. That's when you realize, that's when you start creating passions, yeah? Because internship basically is just an introduction to medicine. So you go through all these departments, obstetrics, surgery, you go to peds, you go to internal medicine. So you're experiencing everything. You do even psychiatry, and all those things. So for me, when I was doing my internship, I was attracted to surgery and OBS. So I finished with OBS. Um, I think the reason why I stuck to OBS, number one was I just enjoyed. But then these other rotations, I didn't get, there's this joy you get when you just feel like you've done something, like I've done
Sure.
something good today. Obstetrics is full of just doing great things daily. You wake up, today I'm going to deliver babies. You are glad. Today I'm going to help women get pregnant. You are glad. Today, you see, so I enjoyed it. These are departments, probably, for the sake of audience, I wouldn't want to be harsh,
Yeah.
but it's a little bit depressing. You see so many conditions like medicine. You get to see patients that are very sick, and you go home, you're depressed, and all those things. But obstetrics, you go home knowing that today we saved that baby. Uh, you deliver a baby, and we made a good decision, because if you hadn't intervened early, then probably we have lost the
Sure.
mother and the baby. So I just enjoyed it. The other thing was the people working with, the people who inspired me, my mentors, the consultants who trained me as a medical officer in turn. By then, our HOD was a very good, kind-hearted. Because when you're going for internship, you meet crazy people. You meet people who
I
will
know.
ask you, which school are you? Which school do you come from? Yeah, I remember you answered a question, so you're wondering, funny that. How?
What you
Yeah.
that?
So exactly. Yeah. So I enjoyed. So basically, the environment was just good. The mentors were just good, and I felt like this is the line I want to take. But most importantly, it's just a jovial work to do, just delivering
Which
babies
was
and helping
with
mothers
that
be healthy.
trail,
Mm.
before you lose it, which was your best day in your specialty? The day you can say, I think this day I will never forget it in my life of obstetric and gynae.
I think every day was a good day to me. So by the way, I wouldn't say what was my best day. That will be hard. But I can tell you what was my worst day, because those days are rare.
Okay.
Yes. Of course, losing a patient will always be the worst day. So we lost a mother who had just delivered, and it's not a good feeling, knowing that you did everything. So it was this mother who had delivered from a different facility, a lower level hospital, started bleeding, was rushed to my hospital. By the time she was coming, I think she had lost a lot of blood. She had lost consciousness. So we tried to do everything. We realized that the uterus, we call it the house that, you know, holds the baby. Usually after delivery, it's supposed to shrink or contract so that you stop bleeding. So hadn't contracted. We call it uterine atony. So she had uterine atony. We rushed to theater, did everything. We removed the uterus just to make sure that now she's not bleeding anymore. But unfortunately, after all those things, because it took like 4 hours of intervention, but we still lost. So it's one It was my first patient, and
Oh,
it was it was a sad day. So good days you'll never remember, but those bad
those
days
tough
you'll remember.
ones. I
Mm-hmm.
understand totally, and may she rest in peace. And
Yeah,
we thank God. I hope the baby also survived. The baby survived.
yeah. No, the baby.
Yeah.
No, 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 no. The baby did not survive. So it's one of those things that the day just
Yeah, must
becomes
have been a
gloomy.
crazy one. Yeah,
Yeah.
100%. But
Mhm.
may their soul rest in peace. I know those are the days you just wish to have we call them the briefings, where you just let your
Yes.
emotions out and accept that this was not a good day for the department, and you hope for
Yeah.
good case. Yeah.
That's it.
Now,
Mm. Mm.
what about the other bit where you now do fitness? Like, what inspired you to venture into fitness? Understanding now that you work with women, do you also incorporate that then?
Okay. Yeah. So I've always been into fitness, by the way. I started
I've never seen you gym in campus. Why you?
no, I used to go by there. I used to go to the gym while I was in
Wow.
campus. In fact, it's the last time I went to the gym. Like gym, lifting weights and all those things. That was it. The last time I went to the gym. I started going to the gym. I think when I was in. I just joined uni. Uh, so I had roommates who were playing rugby. One of my roommates was playing rugby. So they used to go to the gym, and then go for sports and all those things. Again, medical school. So you need to get something to do for you to survive.
Medical
You have
school
to,
is
you
a
have to
gym
make it
in
interesting.
itself.
You have. Yeah, so one day I just joined them. Went to the gym.
Oh
I liked
my
it. We continue with it. Then I think I had a neighbor by then. I think you know him, Ken. Ken Gare. You remember Ken Gare? Ken
God.
Gare was my
Yo.
neighbor. Ken Gare was also into fitness, but him it was different. So him it was aerobics. So we didn't we used to make jokes about him because to us by then um, aerobics was something feminine. So we wouldn't understand why a guy would want to do aerobics, but he was into aerobics and he was very fit. Us, we used to go to the gym trying to get six packs and biceps and big
Uh,
chest and all those things. So I did it for like I think 4 years. Uh, then I started, of course, the more you progress with med school, the less you become serious with other things because now you're focused. You are
yeah.
reading more and all those things. Yeah, but now I think I got my revelation immediately after my internship.
Mm-hmm.
When the whole thing about fitness. Because again, I used to still think that for you to be fit, because you see people on TV, you see people in movies, guys are chiseled and all those things, and you say, I want to be fit. To
Yeah.
me, fitness was just about weights, building muscles. But now, after internship, by the way, so that is the other thing. Internship, you work,
Mm.
you eat, you sleep, you grow fat. Work, sleep, grow fat. That's all you do in internship. So I gained a lot of weight. So again, when I was doing my internship, I joined. I went to a gym for I think for 2 months, and I wasn't getting the results I wanted. So I started researching. I went to YouTube. I started my research. Started following these fitness coaches online like my favorite, this guy, network Mr. What, Mr. T. Is it Mr. Yeah, Mr. T. In fact, I did a lot of Mr. T programs, by the way, faithfully for a very long time. Uh, so these guys, I think something just got into me that, by the way, fitness is not about muscles. Fitness is about mental, it's physical. Fitness is diet and all this combination. So I started following Mr. T and doing the programs, and I started seeing results. And I was just doing it at home. I wasn't going to the gym. The first one, I think it was a 6-week program, and you'll do a lot of things. Basically, it's just a compound movement, a combination of course, strength training, aerobics, cardio, and all those things in one, like 20 minutes, do everything, sweat, and all those things. And I started enjoying it. So I did this thing, by the way, faithfully, daily, every night from work for at least a year. And I started seeing results. Then I realized, so this is what people do. People just don't go to the gym. People do things that have been researched, things that are work. Then I continued doing my research. The more I did my research, the more I fell in love with fitness. So I continued doing it. But again, I didn't get to the point where I felt like now I'm good during that period. Because of course I wanted to like lose fat. I still had a good portion of fat. Of course, I still had muscles. I was looking thinner, but I wasn't where I wanted to be. So there's a time I decided I want change. I think I've been doing this home thing. I did it for like 4 years by day straight, each and every day without a miss, just trying different programs. Then I decided I want to do it differently. So I again started doing research. What kind of training can one do, to lose weight? Can one do to gain muscle? Can one do to get a six pack and all those things? Then I came across a gym here at Galleria. They're talking about it's called CrossFit. Yeah? So we do a lot of things, not just weight training, but we do a lot of things. So I was interested, looked at it, went there. It was a little bit too expensive for me. Disappeared for a year. One day I was going shopping. I saw an advert. They told us at I think 50% off or something. I said, I think this is my time to go and try this thing out. So I went. I have never regretted. I think that is what just changed my life completely, because there now it's a community. You meet people with different challenges. You go there are coaches and all these things. People, you're doing different things. I was doing things that I've never heard of. You rope climbs. I've never heard of a rope climb. So many things, by the way. And I saw, and each and every day is just something different. You lift weights kidogo, but it's more of just cardiac and strength training and resistance training, and it's interesting. And while we were doing that, I think there's a day we had a run in one of the session, and I performed poorly. I think I was last in that performance. It was just like my third week of joining CrossFit. Last. Then I told myself, I need to get better in running. So I told myself I'll be running daily after the CrossFit. So I started it as a joke. I did it for 2 weeks. Then I told myself, I think I need to do more. So I started running for half an hour, running for 1 hour. I met a lady there, told me, hey, by the way, Doc, I see you love running. Yes, why don't you run a marathon? Come here. I don't think. But then I'm running a marathon. I think you can, because you're doing better than me. So I told her we will run a marathon. And that is when again I decided I'm going to run a marathon. And from there now everything just changed and took a course of its own. So it's just been more of progressive, meeting people influencing you, challenges, trying, failing. You're not getting where you want. Sometimes you give up, you go back, sit for like 2 months, you say, let me try again. You start doing it again. And each and every time you learn. I've noticed something that everything you do, by the way, in fitness, everything you do counts. So sometimes we feel like you've done nothing, like completely nothing. When I went for CrossFit, I had just joined like a week, but you see, I'd been doing training, home gym training, following these programs, online programs, and they were more of cardiac, just purely cardiac exercise. You do for 20 minutes, you may sweat all over, you may sweat like you are drenched in sweat. So I went to CrossFit. I didn't struggle. So with this one, I wasn't getting what I wanted, because I wanted to look thinner, but in shape. I was getting muscles. I wasn't looking better. But now when I went to CrossFit, it helped me, because of course I was struggling with weights, because I never used to lift weights, but all those other things that involves cardiac activity, boss, I was at the top of the game. So everything that you do, everything helps. Yeah? So I performed better, and I started feeling like I was getting where I want to be. Bado sijafika hapo. I still wake up each and every day just doing and just doing it and just doing it and doing different things. Now I'm on a journey just to inspire people to walk. Because
Wow.
again, I told you, the more you do these things, the more you learn. So I've been running for more than 1 year. I ran my first marathon. I prepared for it like in 2 months. I went and ran a half a marathon. I ran it in good time, like 1 hour. I think it was 1 hour 58 minutes first time. I was glad. I decided I'm going to run another marathon this year. Of course, I had an injury, hip injury. It's menisumbua for like 7 months now. Decided, let me now start walking. So I started researching again. Is walking effective? Then I realized, by the way, walking is even much more effective than running. It just depends with what do you want? Do you want to lose
Yeah.
weight? Do you want to burn fat? How fast do you want to do these things? So walking works like crazy. I've been walking for the last 2 months, by the way, and I'm feeling much better. I've lost 2 kgs by just walking. Not struggling, enjoying. I stand on a treadmill, walk, read, watch a movie. I enjoy it. So
Yeah.
now I'm on a journey to just tell, Bara, start walking each and every day, 10,000 steps. You will feel different.
I'll try do that. I'll try do that. Sometimes when you've not started, it really feels like a mountain to do it. I have
Yeah.
tried myself and I gave up. Like, you go to the gym and these instructors want you to be there for a whole hour. And for you in your head, you're like, that's a lot of time. And now that
Mm-hmm.
you've mentioned inspiring people to embrace fitness, there has been a question here. Rhoda, I don't know why you deleted it, but she was asking a very good question. That now that you are a gynecologist obstetrician side and you have seen the importance of fitness, let's look at it in the side of women because this is the population that you work for or you work with.
Yes.
Does
Yeah.
a woman have to consider her menstrual cycle when it comes to
Mm-hmm.
fitness? When she's maybe looking into this gym, exercising, is the menstrual cycle an important aspect to consider? This was a question by Rhoda and then she retracted it. Please bring it back, Rhoda. Let's handle that.
So the question is, does menses affect fitness?
Yeah, yes.
Uh, I don't think it doesn't. By the way, I mean, what I tell my clients and anyone who cares to listen usually is it's more of you being comfortable than anything else. That is the most important thing. I've seen ladies who come to the gym, by the way, and they're cramping, but they can't miss that
Mhm.
session. I've seen them, and I've seen those who say, me during these 3 days, I cannot do it, but they come back. And do it like they've never done it before. So it's just about you being comfortable. The most important thing in a fitness journey is just consistency, because you can miss the 3 days in a month, sometimes even 8 days. Some people can go even for 12 days, but you see, for the remaining days, you are consistent, you are there, you're doing it each and every day faithfully. As you diet, you get results. So menses doesn't affect fitness. It's all about you. It's amesema anaitwa Lona
Rhoda. Rhoda.
Roda. Yeah, so it's all
Yes.
about you, Roda. If you're comfortable doing it, you do it. If you're not comfortable, then don't do it, because I mean, that gym is still there waiting for you. Take your 2 days, take your 3 days, be comfortable, go back to the gym and just give it your best. Most importantly, be consistent in whatever you decide you are doing.
Okay, nice. So, guys, we're hearing about how fitness is quite important for both yourself but also for your own health status. And Rhoda, thank you so much for that question that you have highlighted on the menstrual cycle. And this has actually stimulated me to ask more questions around women now and the fitness bit because you seem to have a lot of knowledge, Dio, on the side of
Mhm.
fitness and how our body can just change based on the different activities that we do. Now, let's go to women who are pregnant. Most of the time when you are pregnant, we are being told, oh, you need to work on that baby fat so that, get fit so that when
Yes.
you
Mm.
deliver, your weight goes away very fast. Now, that's not
Yes.
the truth because when you carry that pregnancy, you could have been so active and the baby arrives like this, you start breastfeeding and the body, it's like it was waiting for the end of the world to be all over itself.
Hmm. Yeah, that's true.
So, what is
Hmm.
advice for pregnant women that can help them balance their body? Because honestly, body image for women is like the currency for their esteem. Body
That's true.
increment really lowers a lot of self-esteem for women. So how do we balance that? That a woman can tell herself that even if I'm pregnant, I go deliver, I got Dio here with good fitness knowledge. What can you advise these women to do?
Mhm. Yeah, that's true, and you're very right. By the way, I mean, your mental health is equal to your image. You'll be happier if you feel like you are looking what you aspire to look like, or what you always wanted to look like. And for any reasons, if you don't look like probably what you want to look like or what the other person looks like,
Yeah.
sometimes you might say you're not affected. You might say you don't care. You might want to probably hide in a cocoon and pretend that everything is okay. But trust you me, it will always get into you. And that's why we say um, the first thing is, at least you have to identify what do you want. Some people don't mind being big, by the way. Some people don't
Sure.
mind being small. uh, but there are those people who mind. Those people willing to even want to gain like even 300 grams of weight. There are people who each and every morning wake up and go look into the mirror just to see, hey, hapo kapoti kameongezeka. Unajua, those sides zimeongezeka each and every
Yeah.
morning. Yeah. So the best thing is just to, first of all, imagine what you want to look like. Decide what you want to look like. What will make you happy? Once you make that decision, that for me, I want to look thinner. For me, I want to look in shape. For me, I don't mind being big, but I still want to be fit. Once you make that decision, then now it's for you now to decide which kind of fitness, which kind of exercise do you enjoy most? And among
Mm.
those exercises, and this probably you'll need help from coaches, from friends, from people who have been doing it, like which kind of exercise will make you look like what you want to do, and do that. The best thing, again, in fitness is just to start early and be consistent. And it works like magic. It really works like magic. There's a client I'm following up, by the way. We started fitness. She wanted to get pregnant. I think we just met online, by the way. So she started asking for advice. Told her some few things that she can start doing as she's trying to get pregnant. And you can trust me now. She's even much more passionate about fitness than me. She's now pregnant. She wakes up each and every morning just to run. In fact, now I was telling her, you are 28 weeks. Now you need to slow it down. I'm doing walking. Please join me in walking. It's still effective. Trying to convince her that walking also works, not just running, because people feel like when you sweat more, when you pant more, that's when it's
Yeah.
effective. It's not true. So it's just about consistency. Start doing something that you enjoy. Do it pole pole. Start small. Keep on increasing on it. Make sure that it's something that you enjoy. That's what I say. If you feel like running is what you enjoy, start doing it early so that by the time you get pregnant, you are so addicted to this thing that, trust me, Barao, you'll wake up each and every morning and you'll want to run. Doesn't matter that you're 28 weeks and you are heavy and you feel like that thing is moving up and down. No. Your first thing you wake up in the morning, those endorphin, you see, we get these hormones called endorphin when you exercise. Those things are good. When you finish an exercise, you feel nice, you feel good. You look forward to the next day. So that is basically what people need to realize, that identify something you enjoy, start it early so that you're addicted. By the time you're getting pregnant, you're already addicted to this kind of life. So just continue doing it. The only thing that we'll be doing is just variations. First trimester, probably we don't change a lot. Second trimester, we go low on things that probably increase your intra-abdominal pressure. If you are used to lifting weights, maybe reduce the amount of weight. You see, if you are running 2 hours, now it reduces to 1 hour and such. Third trimester, I'll probably take it down and just tell you, just do squats and walk. It still works, because at the end of the day, the most important thing and what our clients want is just, we don't want to have an excessive weight gain. So anything that will sort you out in terms of excessive weight gain, please go for it.
Nice, nice. So I see time is really, really trying to smile at us and indicating that we need to do something. But I have a catch on another part. Like we've seen that back to women, that weight and addition of basically the weight gain is a big issue. And there's a case I've seen on social media of women going for the is it bariatric surgery where you get to
Mhm.
have the balloon in and the weight
Yeah.
malaxes
Mhm.
itself. But in this
Mhm.
case, there's uniqueness because the woman I was observing was actually pregnant. So she got the
Mhm.
balloon while she was pregnant. Is that an advisable take for women to do? That even if you're pregnant, you
Mhm.
can still monitor your weight and get the balloon inserted?
Okay, so I don't like commenting in on things that I really don't, that are not
Mm,
my area of specialty. So that is one, or things that I've
yeah.
not researched on, or things that I really don't understand. So to me, I know the best way to lose weight is just exercise and diet. And there's so many things that revolves around exercise and diet. How do you exercise? What is the best way to exercise? When do you exercise? How many times in a day? How many times? How long? Like how many minutes? How many hours do you need in a day to be fit and such? Diet. What are you supposed to eat? What are you supposed to avoid at a certain time? The issues of what time you eat and those things. So there's so many things that we can discuss that will make
Mm,
you lose weight safely. It will take time, but remember, all good things take time. So when we lose weight and you lose it pole pole,
mm,
I mean, research has showed it that when you lose it pole pole, you are training your mind, you are training your memory cells in the body. You are telling it that this is how I'm supposed to look now. You see, when you go for a shortcut, your body tries to readjust. And that's why you see so many people who go for these shortcuts, like people who go and starve, intermittent fasting, those crazy. Intermittent fasting works, by the way, very effective. But there's these people
mm.
who go deep, really crazy, like for like 1 year, intermittent
Starvation,
fasting or
right?
those things. They lose weight kidogo. After 2-3 months, they start eating, the body comes back. It's because you didn't give your body time to readjust to the weight. Yeah, so your body still remember that you are 160, though you are now
Mm.
90. Then suddenly it goes back to 120 because it wants to get to 160. So we have to create this behavior of just accepting that anything that is good will take time. Anything that is bad, by the way, is easy, like ice cream.
Mm.
Easy, tamu. Unaona, those bad things, mboga, mbaya, haina utamu. Those are the good things, by the way. So these things that requires you to sacrifice, suffer, it's better. For me, I've been training for like I've gotten the best results by the for the last more than 1 year, 1 year, 2 months, because I
Wow.
started practicing these things, and just because I did more research and I started listening to people, I started putting it in practice, and the more I see it work, the more now I start telling other people how it works, how it worked for me. Try it if it works for you, well and good. If it doesn't, then you can try something else. You can try something else another person did, and all those things. Because fitness is just totally different. Bariatric
Okay.
surgery, I don't know. You see, these things are done by doctors.
Yeah,
I think
sure.
is it bariatric inafanywa na kina nani? Is
Like
it plastic surgeons?
Nairobi,
Ama ni
Beatrice
nani?
Center,
Ama ni watu wa endo? I'm not sure. Yeah.
Endo, and where are their names? But it's
Uh,
internal medicine anyway.
mm-mm. Anyway, I know they are doctors. Unaona? So I wouldn't want to sit here and
Yeah,
try to pretend like I know better than them, because I know
sure.
these procedures are there for a reason. Uh, Probably for someone who is like extremely obese, life-threatening, unajua,
Sure.
obese, someone who's like 200 kgs, 160 kgs, it's their life is unajua, threatened and such. I mean, these procedures are an option. For me, being a fitness enthusiast, I think I'll just tell people to please exercise, eat, and then avoid these surgeries. They have so many other complications. I hope sijachukua pesa ya watu huko. People want to go and do this. and then these doctors come, they come, they come for me. What are you telling our clients? No,
Exactly.
um, I have no right to comment on that. But I think they are better. They're in a better position to advise. Yeah. But now that you've
Definitely.
mentioned, I think that is something I want to go and also research and read on,
Your point,
just to
yes.
see the experiences. How does it work? Um, it's meant for which people exactly? Because there has to be a reason why it's available.
Yeah, nice. So Rhoda
Yeah.
is saying, beautiful conversation, guys. Thank you so much for your support. Amina came in and said, how are you doing today? We are awesome, Amina. Thank you for tuning in and staying with us. We are almost heading to the top of the hour. And Rhoda is also saying the guys who do the procedures for the balloons, they're called gastroenterologists and the
Yeah,
obstetrics.
gastro. I
Yeah.
said endo, so it's gastroenterologist. Yeah. Mm. This
So the
gastro
other
guy.
part,
So the gastro
yeah.
guy shouldn't come. They shouldn't come for my neck. Uh,
You've ruined your business, man. That's not
mm,
cool.
yeah.
Now,
Mm.
last bit, Dio. Like, let's look at fertility, like fertility checks, fitness. Like the case of your friend that you said she's pregnant and she's fit. Let's look at it. Like, does body size affect fertility levels for women now that you are in that area, or is it just a
Yes.
myth? Yeah.
Not body size. I wouldn't say body size because again, remember body size, weight, most of these things are genetic. So apart from
Yeah.
lifestyle, how we live our lives, how we interact with nature, the abundance of nature, there's also genetics. There are things that we cannot control. So some people are
Sure.
just naturally big. It doesn't mean they are infertile. Some people are naturally
Mm.
small. It doesn't mean they are more fertile. Um, but what has been shown to affect fertility is a BMI, body mass
Mhm.
index, because the more fat you have, the more we create an imbalance in the hormone. Remember, for you to be fertile, we have a variety of hormones in the body, in the women's body, that need to be at a certain level or a certain range. Each and every one of those hormones. For those people who have more fat, it affects the balance. Simply put, let me just try to explain. As Okay, let me try to explain. Let me just try to be as layman as I can. So there's this
Yeah,
hormone
sure.
called estrogen. Estrogen
Yes.
is a female hormone. We call it a female hormone, but even uh, uh, men have it, small percentage, just like testosterone is a male hormone, but also female have it, small percentage and such. So this hormone estrogen is a fertility hormone. Of course, with all these other hormones, estrogen, progesterone,
Yeah.
follicle stimulating hormone, luteinizing hormones, all those hormones, they're related. Pamoja. But now when you have a lot of fat, the fat cells end up producing a hormone that looks like estrogen. So it ends
Okay.
up cheating the body that you have an excess of estrogen. So basically, that hormone is called estrone. Basically, now creating an imbalance in that
Mhm.
this one hormone is already too much compared to these other hormones, and that gives you infertility. That is
Mhm.
just to try and explain it in layman language so that the audience, the people who are listening, can understand and can relate to this. So it's one of those things that will do that. But again, excessive weight, what does it do? It puts you at risk of so many other diseases like
Mm.
diabetes, like hypertension, and these chronic diseases have also been shown to affect fertility. Probably not directly, but at the end of the day, they might affect fertility. If it doesn't affect fertility, then it will affect pregnancy because when you're pregnant, diabetes, when it's not controlled, you get miscarriages, hypertension, when it's not controlled, the baby doesn't grow well. And so all these chronic diseases and pregnancy, they don't go together vizuri. So again, at the end of the day, it just affects pregnancy as a whole. So you might get difficulty getting pregnant, but if you get pregnant, then you get these other diseases that now will affect your pregnancy. So
Mm.
it's better. It's better to be fit, better to be healthy, better to be of good weight that is safe. Mm.
Wow, nice. So we can go on and on and on. And let's go to the final bit because we say that in all this we do, we need to make an impact in the community. How do you translate this to the community around you? Now that you said you advocate for end of teen pregnancy, you do again, you
Mhm.
do GBV prevention. How do you implement this into the other side? How is your
Which other side?
advocacy?
Which other side?
The advocacy
Uh-huh.
work that you have described, like how do you now put into place all this knowledge and expertise into doing the other bit?
Yeah, so that is so it's funny because this life, by the way, again,
Mm,
I've come to realize that when you want to do something, by the way, when you want to do something and you are a person of faith, these
yeah.
things will always just come out to work. I've always wanted to be, these people are called vloggers, to vlog.
You want to be
I
a
think
blogger,
like
okay?
like when I was when I was an intern. So I even bought a
Mm,
camera, very nice camera. Bought it, Sony, nice camera, good quality. Because my intention was, I saw myself like being a vlogger. I didn't know what I wanted to vlog about by the way, but I knew I wanted to vlog. So I took it. We went for, I think, for 2 vacations, 2 pictures with it. After that, threw it away. Stayed there for like 7 years. So 7 years later, when I decided that now I want to do this thing called influencing people, inspiring people,
mm,
then I remembered, oh, by the way, I have a camera. So I got it out. And that is how I started. So the thing that I bought like 7 years ago is the thing that I'm using now. So some people feel like, God, uliwaste pesa bana, you bought this very expensive camera
mm.
umekanga huko, unatumia nini? But you see, it's like una invest in a bank. Just because I saw myself, even the title, I call myself the six pack guy now. I saw
Yeah.
this name like 7 years ago when I was doing my internship. I wanted to call because, but I told you I was still training. I was still trying to get where I wanted. So that name came to me 7 years ago. But when now I decided, now I want to do this, I asked myself, so what name would be better for me? Because you see, uh, this name is not meant for other people. This name is meant for me. It keeps me
Sure.
accountable. When you call yourself the smartest guy in the world, then you'll have to be the smartest guy in the world. People will have to see the smart in you. So
Yeah, that's my
I decided to call myself that just to challenge myself. eh? Like
to
I
your
can do this.
mantra.
I can
Ah,
get this. Yes. So you do that, then now you have to live up to the name. And that's why
true.
each and every morning I wake up chasing that dream that, hey, I want to be the six pack guy. It doesn't mean that you are the six pack guy. I want to be the six pack guy.
Mm.
So you keep on. So you keep on chasing it. Now to answer your question, sorry I digress. I love digressing.
I
Um,
see the
that's
passion.
when.
Mm.
So that is how I came into this thing of influencing. Because there's that camera there. I've I started running when I was doing my CrossFit. I
Mm.
started like just using my phone, do the things I do, take a video, post on Facebook. Mostly you just used to post on Facebook. Someone joked about it. Akaniambia, hey, but the doc, why don't you make this thing serious? By the because you're doing something good. Because then I was
Yeah.
just doing the thing about running. It was just I'm going to run a marathon, so it was all about marathon. I'll post daily. Today I ran 5 km. Today I ran 3 km. Today I was tired. I just walk and all those things. Yeah. And some people send me DMs and I'm here. You need to do. You need to be posting more of these things.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I told him
encouraging.
also the
That is good.
same.
Keep it up and all those things. Yeah. So I decided, let me do this thing. Then I remembered, but then and I have a camera. So I took it out,
Mhm.
started doing it. I started enjoying doing it, started learning how to do it. And the more I did it, the more I enjoyed, the more I fell in love, the more I got addicted to what I'm doing. Then I continued doing. So the more I did it, the more I improved in whatever I was doing. So initially I was just doing me, just telling people this is what I'm doing. Then later when I started seeing results with what I'm doing, then I asked myself, so what is the purpose? Is it just to tell people that today I ran 3 km? Or will it be better to tell people how to run that 3 km, how you started, how it feels, what are the results? So I started doing that again. And the more I did, the more I got positive feedback, the more I gave out. And this is what now I'm doing. I can, this thing that people call being an influencer. It's what I'm trying to do right now. I'm trying to be an influencer. I care for my patient. I care for my clients. Yeah, so that is what I'm doing. I call myself the 6-pack gyna because I want to be the 6-pack gyna. I will be the 6-pack gyna. I'm chasing that name, the 6-pack gyna. I'm on Instagram, TikTok, I'm on Facebook. I'm growing, and I'll join you on YouTube very soon. Just doing this good work of inspiring people to be fit.
So
You
Dio, I
got
really,
lost?
really enjoyed. Yeah, sure. I'm back, guys. Sorry. So what inspires me a lot actually, Dio, is the passion you have for this fitness and the fact that fitness is a big contribution when it comes to obstetric cases and also gynecology cases. Now, as the time is saying bye-bye to us, I would like us to close this by telling us, Dio, I know I have done this research deep and most people don't know this part about you. Dio, you sing, you do songs, you do scripts. And I'm disclosing this page. You do songs, you
Don't
do scripts. You have done awesome shows. Like, guys, this guy can write a script and you can flow with it. When were you coming back? Because I feel that's also another area, as a person who has enjoyed your work, that's another area that can be awesome to see you more into this space now that you're influencing. Tell us about
yeah.
that bit as we go.
I think I'm a jack of all trades. I do anything. I do anything that I see. uh, yeah, I enjoy. So I think I'm just in love with art. That's what I'll say. I do anything that is art, anything that inspires, anything that brings change. I've been doing it for the longest time possible. Started acting while I was in secondary school. Started writing songs. I've even written a book, a novel by there when I was in
Oh.
yeah, I was in high school. So I just love art. I think I'm just a risk taker. That's what I'll say. I take risks. Because it's not like I've always. So you told me when someone calls, I just reject. So it's that
Yeah.
time people have started using a phone. So let me reject. So that is the second time I'm delivering something. So I'll need to pick the third time.
Yeah.
So that time
We
I'll
are
pick
close.
then yeah, because I was expecting a delivery. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so
So I think I'm just a risk taker. I take risks. When I see something that I feel like I can do, I try it out. So I've been just trying. I tried out singing while I was in immediately after high school. There's a group at home, back at home. We tried writing songs with that group. Initially, we were just using the beats, those beats that are already available, the kind of Dr. Dre beats and all those things. And then people are just vibing. Like you go and perform in church and people like it. Then you say, oh, so I can do this. Then you continue writing and using other people's beats. You progress. You start recording your own songs. And I can tell you, it's more of positive feedback for me. When you do something and one person tells you, but then you are good. That song is good. That script was good. But then you act well. You're a good doctor. All those things, they kind of make you feel like I want to continue doing. Like even the whole thing about fitness. Someone just sent me a text and you need to do more. This thing is good. You're doing well. Then I feel like, oh, so can I try? Do better? Can I try and start talking to people? Because I never used to talk to people. Then you talk to people, someone tells you, where can I find you? I want you to, Najua, like be my person. And you feel like, oh, so this let me continue doing this. So I think it's not like I'm good at so many things. It's only that I'm a risk taker. I try something, I get positive feedback, and I continue doing it. Yeah. Yeah,
Wow,
but
nice.
you are right. I love art. I do everything art, everything.
Yeah,
uh,
creativity. I think
mm,
creativity
mm.
is your hub.
I hope so. Amen. Amen.
So this
Mm,
this has been awesome, Bill. I hope we will get to see you more oftenly into this platform
yeah.
that we come and
Mhm.
discuss more things about obstetrics and gynecology and just
Yeah,
explore
sure.
even if it's different areas. And at this juncture, we always close by asking you where can we interact with you more? Which are your spaces? You can tell us your handles, you can tell us the places to find you.
Okay. Thank you. I'm now getting used to it. I never used to tell people, by the way, because it wasn't okay. Can I just pick this? Let me just pick it for
Yeah.
2 seconds.
Okay, members. So as our guests prepare themselves, you can get us a conversation and let us know how do
Sorry.
you feel
Sorry.
about today's live. You're back?
I'm
Nice.
back. Sorry for that. That was the delivery guy. Yeah. So
Okay.
I was saying I'm getting used to now this whole space, about influencing and social media and all those things. Yeah. I'm still young, by the way. Just been doing it, I think, for 6 months now. I'm loving it.
Oh,
I hope to grow. I hope to do more for people. I hope to inspire change. That is just. If you go to my page, I'm called the six-pack guy again. I want to be, not that I am. I want to be. So I call myself that, so that I become the six-pack guy. I call myself the six-pack guy Instagram and on TikTok. Um, I basically summarize my life like the same thing you said, all things, and it's true. By the way, I do all things. Yeah, sorry, this guy keeps on calling, so I do things women, all things fitness, all things health. All that is
we
my life. So
understand.
get me on Instagram at the six pack guy and on TikTok. Asanteni sana. Let me pick this call, please.
We understand. So sorry. And guys, as you can see, our six-pack guy is a very, very busy man. So I feel honored that he's actually joined in to be with us to spend a whole 1 hour just discussing with us what gynecology is, obstetric entails, and how we can incorporate fitness, or how rather he himself found passion in pursuing fitness and keeping healthy. Now is unto you, our guest. I hope you enjoyed this session. Kindly, you can keep on commenting on the chat, give us some feedback, and give us even suggestions of guests that we can invite onto this platform. We want this platform to be as vibrant and engaging as possible. I see Audrey or Maya is saying, very educative session. Thank you so much for that feedback. And I want to appreciate everybody who has stayed with us all the way to the end. And at this particular juncture, for me, I'm very, very honored. I appreciate every moment that you sacrificed, Dr. Maero, to be with us here today. And I would like you to close for us, like give us your final parting shot from the whole interview, and also anything you will wish us to finish this session with.
Thank you. I know this guy will call me again. So probably let me just say, please, let's be fit. I think that's all I'll say. Let's be
Mm.
fit. Let's love each other. Let's encourage each other. I think that is the most important thing. That is something that I've come to appreciate. That when people appreciate you, uh, you become better, and you also appreciate back. The basic thing about giving and you'll be given. Let's be
Mm.
fit. Thank you.
Thank you so much, guys. Thank you for tuning in all the way to the end and up to that moment. Just to remind you, keep fit. Let's keep encouraging each other. And don't forget to subscribe if you've not done that yet. And please follow Dr. Dio at Instagram, where he says he's found as the Six Pack Gynae. And we hope to bring him back in the next lives. Till there, guys. Bye bye.
I'll be glad. Thank you. Mm.
Thank you.